Have you ever felt like your creativity just vanished? Like you want to make something, but the ideas just won't come? Welcome back. I'm Christine. This is Mike. Lately, I've been struggling to create, so today we're going on an adventure to find my creative spark. To help me out, I'm going to be using this new art prompt book created by the lovely Cassie at the Cassie Project. Also joining us on this journey is Benny and the Dragon. If you're completely lost and have no idea who Benny and the Dragon are, go ahead and watch my last video and get caught up and then come back to this one. In my last video, Benny and the Dragon set off to Art Supply Land in search of the creative spark. But when they arrived, it was empty. There was a lifeless bottle of paint, a shabby little brush, a sad paint palette, and a blank canvas. It was like all of the creativity had been sucked out of the world. And honestly, I felt the same way. But maybe there is something in this art prompt book that'll bring the spark back. Wait, that's it! I'll redesign the art supplies using a pastel palette and bring them to life. I mean, I am the creator of this universe. Surely I can breathe life back into them, right? Plus, Mike will finally have some friends. I grabbed my SimTap Artex markers and tried to stick to the pastel theme. But yeah, this isn't going well. The creative spark is definitely missing. This isn't a monster, this is a disaster. But maybe, just maybe, if I keep going. Nope, I wasn't planning to use acrylic paint today, but here we go. The shading is actually helping. It's making the fur look fluffy and cuddly. Time to cover those hideous circles with hearts using my Sharpie Creative marker. Wait! Do you see what I see? I originally wanted these to be ears, but I think I'm going to make them eyes. Ah, it's so cute. See what happens when you just keep going? I posted this little creature in my community tab asking for name suggestions. There were so many great names, especially starting with the letter P. When I saw the comments from Creative Paula and Creative Rainbow, the name Paula just clicked. Creative Paula has always been an inspiration to me since I found her last year through the Create This Book 3 collab. Naming this adorable happy palette Paula just makes sense. If I didn't pick your name, don't worry. There are 3 more monsters to go. Time to transform the canvas. Well, there's still no sign of the creative spark, but you know how creativity works. Sometimes you have to start making something before the inspiration shows up. If you know my characters, you know that they're simple. If they have feet, they usually don't have hands. And if they're missing hands, they usually have wings instead. They also float around like the characters from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Anyone remember that show? Lately, I felt like my monsters are too simple. When I create a painting, I go all out, but with these guys, it's more minimal. It's easy to doubt myself because I've only been creating characters for about 6 months. I've been taking courses, reading books about character design, and how to add dramatic lighting. I've even been studying other artists. I have to keep reminding myself that these types of things take time, and I'm not going to get it right away, but I am having a lot of fun in the process. Besides, it's nice to take a break from overly detailed work. Look at this little, thing. Isn't she cute? I named this one Splash. She's bright pink and totally chaotic. She's covered in hand-painted polka dots that aren't perfect. Splash hates perfection. She believes that every smudge, smear, and crooked brush stroke has a story. She loves to whisper, "Go ahead, make a mess. It means you're trying." Next up, it's a chunky little paint bottle named Blobbert. I hadn't used green yet, so why not? I tried to keep the pastel vibe going and failed, but I don't care. Blobbert is adorable. He's enthusiastic, encouraging, and a bit impulsive. He loves telling jokes and is usually the life of the party. One thing that I've enjoyed as I've explored illustrating characters is experimenting with mixed media. I start with a layer of acrylic paint, then I use colored pencils to define some of the fine lines and details. Then I use acrylic paint markers and gel pens for finishing touches like highlights and shadows. And Blobbert is done. I came up with the name Blobbert, by the way. I thought it was pretty clever. So, this paintbrush is definitely going to be a girl. Yep. Is she Mike's girlfriend? I don't know. Is she his friend? I'm sure they're acquainted. Mike's personal life is his own business. He just needs to show up when I need him. Oh, there he is now. He looks very interested. Her name? Belinda, because she blends paint. Genius, I know. The colors? Not so genius. Since Mike is purple, I thought it would be a good idea to make Belinda blue, but all I keep seeing is a Smurf. I tried adding orange, but nope, still a Smurf. And the eyes, why are they so close together? Am I sabotaging her? Am I jealous of her and Mike? No. Maybe. Okay, a little. I gave her some fangs like every other monster I created, but it didn't work out. So I got rid of them and I gave her some huge lips. Now I think she's horrifying, but Mike doesn't seem to mind. I think he's in love. Okay, this is awkward. Time to cut all these little guys out and add them to Cassie's book. Cassie, I may have failed this art prompt, but I think all of them are so cute. In fact, they're cute enough to become stickers, and all of these are now available in my shop. But these ones, these are for me. Ugh, look at Blenda. I hate her. I'm sorry. After restoring all of the art supplies to their original form, the creative spark was still nowhere to be found. She must be somewhere inside the book. As I flipped through the pages, I suddenly knew exactly where she'd be. Why? Because yellow is my least favorite color. So obviously, that's where she's hiding. So I'm nervously picking at my paint palette. I don't like the color yellow, but we're going to do this anyway. The creative spark is a yellow, mystical creature with wings. She's playful and clever, dodging your grasp when you're chasing her. But if you challenge yourself, if you're courageous, she always shows up. As soon as I touched the yellow to the page, there she was, waiting to be painted. But I didn't stop at yellow. I added greens, blues, reds, everything I wanted. I wanted it all. And I don't regret it one bit. Creativity can't be caged. It's unpredictable, wild, and shows up when it wants to. Not always when you expect it, and once creativity strikes, you have to hold on and let it take you wherever it wants to go. It might lead you to places you never expected, but that's the beauty of it. You don't have to know where you're going. You just have to start by being creative. There is one strange thing though. The creative spark isn't moving. She's usually zipping around through art supply land, inspiring everybody. Without her, the world felt dull. And you saw what happened to the art supplies. Maybe something drained her energy. Maybe someone stole it. We need to find out because without her, the monster universe is in trouble. Things are gonna start turning gray and become lifeless, uninspired, or worse, boring. We have to wake her up. All the monsters gathered around the yellow art prompt page, scared and confused. Blenda, being the brilliant one, I can't believe her, stood up and said, "She needs something sweet." Benny gasped, "The cosmic lemon pop." I can't remember if that was his voice. But before he could explain, the dragon snatched him up and flew off to Sweet Candy Kingdom, which means in the next video, we're making candy-inspired bugs. Will one of these bugs wake up the creative spark? I don't know, but we'll see you there.